Hey chums, hi, how you doing on this cold Thursday night? It's the 8th of December. We're on to day 8 of my Ruby Edition Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar that I was kindly sent by Shelley down at the Really Good Whisky Company. Having a great time going through the drams with you guys. Really enjoying all your comments, enjoying all your feedback. So that is great. Hope you're enjoying my wee toys that are joining me. These have all been with me on my journey through Diageo. Maybe tell you the story about this wee guy someday. So day 8, looking forward to this one. It's another distillery close by. It's a space cider. We are going to the Craigellachie distillery this evening. So just through Rothes, over the Spey, and then up to the left before you get to Aberlour. And you've got Craigellachie. Used to be an old Diageo site. I remember as a young lad going up to Craigellachie and picking up the samples when I used to work in the lab and do the lab run. What a great job that was, driving around Speyside, picking up all the samples. So I remember that. Remember that fine. So this is a Craigellachie from an independent bottler. It's from Mossburn. This is a 13-year-old. It's distilled at Craigellachie 2007, 13-year-old, 46% ABV, and it's finished in Oloroso sherry casks. So I'm interested to see what this is like. Very often, I'm not a big fan of Craigellachie because the new make spirit that comes out of Craigellachie is quite meaty, quite sulphury, because it's the vapor out the stills has been condensed in worm tubs. Craigellachie is still one of the relatively few sites in Scotland that has worm tubs instead of shell and tube condensers. So it gives that a heavier, meatier spirit, but like Glenkinchie, Glenelg, Benrinnes, Mortlach, they've all got worm tubs. So I'm interested in this one, as I've had a few Craigellachie's in the recent past, and I've not been a huge fan. So I'm hoping I haven't sort of biased myself against it already by saying that. But we'll have a look and we'll see. So let's check out the colour. Quite a nice colour. It's one of the darker ones we've had so far, I think. So 13-year-old, but it's obviously been in sherry casks, as it says. And it's just got that lovely sort of gold and amber hue to the colour. So let's have a nose. Got a bit of a sniffle today, so I'm hoping I can detect stuff. But so here it goes. Yeah, that's that kind of how do you describe it? It's classed as sulphury, but for me, it's almost like a burnt rubber kind of note, rubber tires kind of note. I can smell the wood coming off those sherry casks. They're finished in Oloroso sherry. It smells quite strong. It is 46. It's not one of the strongest ones we've had over the last few days. So cheers, guys. Here we go. Let's see what this one tastes like. My Craigellachie. Yeah, quite a thin mouthfeel, which is a surprise because the Craigellachie is normally quite a meaty, quite a bold whiskey. It's got that savoury, sulphurous notes that I'm not hugely keen on. It's not the strongest sulphury Craigellachie that I've ever tasted. There is some notes from the sherry cask coming through in it. That sort of dried fruity, tiny bit of raisin. Not a huge amount. There's not a huge sherry influence on this one. Still not getting a huge amount on the nose. You know what? That's not bad actually on my second sip. I think I'd almost talked myself into not liking it because we've had Alex and the Really Good Whiskey Company will tell you, we've had a couple of Craigellachs over the last year or so, and they have been a bit too sulphury for me. This one's just been finished in a sherry cask. The other Craigellachs I've had recently were matured for the whole of its life in a sherry cask. Now, the thing about a sherry cask is it doesn't pull out as much of the sulphury notes as an ex-bourbon cask would, because the bourbon cask's got that char on the inside, whereas a sherry cask doesn't. And if the sulfur notes that have gone through the worm tubs can be absorbed onto the charcoal on the inside of the ex-bourbon casks, it doesn't do that in a sherry cask. So worm tubs with sherry casks, for me, are very sulphury whiskies. Now, I think this has been an ex-bourbon as well, and just finished in that sherry. So it's taken out some of that sulphury notes, which is making it more pleasant for me. The thing about whiskey is it's all about what you like in your palate. So some of you will absolutely rave about this whiskey, whereas I'm not a huge fan of it. But it's not the strongest Craigellachie that I've had in the past. Little notes of the sherry cask coming through there. It's relatively sweet. And you know what? It's not inoffensive. It's not the best dram I've ever drunk, but it's not bad. So that was, just going to finish it. That was the Craigellachie 13 from Mossbarn, distilled in 2007, 46% ABV, and finished in Oloroso sherry casks. So that was my dram for the 8th. If you've had a dram today, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've been responsible. And I will see you tomorrow on the 9th. God, we're getting through this. We'll soon be halfway. It'll soon be Christmas Day. Got a dram for Christmas Day as well. So great to see you guys. Thanks for the comments. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Not my favourite, but not bad. So thanks for joining. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a great night. Have a good day. See you about 7, 7:30 tomorrow evening. Cheers, folks. Bye now.